The following is a presentation of Learfield. Welcome to Duck Insider.
Our whole athletic department, there's a level of expectations of success.
Throw, catch, touchdown, Oregon.
He can run and slam.
This is back out for a three. Left wing is good.
Deep to right field at the warning track. See ya.
Really excited that we get to rep our Ducks and hopefully come back to Eugene with some championships.
At the buzzer.
We have so many teams that are excelling right now. It's really fun to be a part of.
Give it to me, baby. My house. I'm taking it there.
Huge win for Oregon.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, here's Joey Mack.
Thank you. Welcome inside the Casanova Center. It is Athletic Director Tuesday. We'll be talking with Eric Roedl coming up in just a moment. First, a quick update for you because it's day 2 of the NCAA Regionals, and Oregon currently coming into, about hole 16. The Ducks have a 9-stroke lead in round 2 of the Regionals out in Albuquerque. Texas is behind them at even par. Georgia at even par, tied for second. The Ducks at 9 under, the only team here in the second round that is shooting under par. So it looks like the number 1 seed Ducks in the Albuquerque Regional feeling pretty good down the stretch in round 2. More on that coming up in a little while here on the show if you're live with us. The Ducks were in first place after round 1. Looks like they're going to be in a commanding first place after round 2. And remember, the top 4 teams in each regional advance to the national championship. Ducks might have a pretty good opportunity to win the darn thing. We'll be talking about that coming up. Baseball today, 6 o'clock against UCSD. The Ducks trying to get back on the horse after a tough trip to Corvallis. We'll talk about that coming up. Mark Wazikowski actually talked with the Oregon baseball head coach about an hour ago. You'll hear it on the Toyota Coaches Corner at 5:45 for our pregame show tonight on the Oregon live stream and on the Oregon Sports Network. And Stevie Hansen, after pitching a 3-zip shutout, number 22 Oregon softball's regular season finale at Stanford on Sunday. She's the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week. Congratulations to Stevie Hansen. We're going to talk with her head coach, Melyssa Lombardi, coming up here in just a little while. Also continuing our conversation with one Mike Jorgensen. And it is officially the end of an era today. The iPod is officially no more. All of those pregame soundtracks that were on an iPod, I probably still have some of those from my time in high school. And with that, we transition to Deputy Athletic Director Eric Roedl. I want to know what's on the pregame playlist for Eric Roedl now and what was on the pregame playlist for Eric Roedl, the collegiate tennis player.
Oh, that's a tough one. Nice job on the intro. You covered a lot of ground there.
Thank you.
The pregame playlist, oh, man. I was probably partial to like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And I loved Iron Maiden.
Okay, yeah. You're right in my wheelhouse.
I'm really dating myself.
But you're in my
right
wheelhouse.
now.
But you know what? The best thing, so I got asked, actually the Oregon baseball managers asked me this question. They said, okay, what's your walk-up song that you could have no matter what? And I went Thunderstruck. I mean, that's a just classic walk-up song for a baseball player, right?
Absolutely. Fits with almost anything.
Yeah, and so I think you're in the wheelhouse of like they're just good, Don't reinvent the wheel. They're just good. So
AC/DC is a solid one, by the way. Yeah,
solid
absolutely.
Choice. Is that still on your playlist these days too?
I love Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
But a little mix of the old and the new.
Okay.
It's interesting when I drive around in the car or to a tournament with my kids and the things they want to listen to and the battles we have over what's on the radio. So, I got to adapt.
Yeah,
adapt
you do.
With the times.
Mean, always, And I think it's funny because my pitcher walkout song would be different than my batter walk-up song for whatever reason. That's a different mindset that you got to be in.
I always get a kick out of the walk-up music choices that our guys have.
They change, actually. For those of you not familiar, every now and then you'll notice that they change. But then there's a guy like Tanner Smith that's had the same one for like 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Dua Lipa?
Yeah. Eric Roedl, Deputy Athletic Director, joining us.
I've seen enough at bats. I know.
You have. You have. It's funny when I hear Ted announce who's hitting. I'm to the point. You're probably the same. I know who's hitting before Ted says it because the music's already playing.
Yeah.
If I can't see who's coming in from the bullpen, because I routinely forget my binoculars, if I can't see who's coming in from the bullpen, it's like, oh, now I know who it is. Once that song hits. Anyway, baseball season is officially upon us, down the home stretch, really. And I feel like, Eric, I haven't really gotten the chance to talk with you since the new and improved PK Park has been fully realized. I want to maybe start with you there. Video board is in operation. The field turf, it really pops. We've discussed that a little bit. But just how cool is it after a lot of work went into that project to now see it, popping off the field, I think?
Yeah, it's been really cool, and a bunch of people put a lot of time and effort into that. In particular, Devin Shea, who I know you had on here, but he was a champ getting that over the finish line on a tight timeline.
Yeah.
It really does. It looks great. It's exactly what we would have hoped for, what we had envisioned. The surface is playing great. I think the outfield wall has really brought some, athleticism and some great plays.
Yeah.
Some of the things you've gotten to call, with Shade and Smith, robbing balls out there, and I think Scanlon had one robbed a couple weeks ago.
Took away a jack.
Yeah. So, I think that's what Coach Waz was envisioning when we talked about going 6.5 feet all the way across and bringing some of those types of plays in. So, the video board has been awesome and just enhancing the fan experience through some of the things we can do there. And, it looks great. I actually texted Waz a couple weeks ago. I was flying back into town from somewhere, and we flew over the entire Autzen complex. And you've got Autzen Stadium and the HDC and the football practice fields and Pape Field. The thing that pops right now is PK Park with that O out in the outfield. It looks great.
The O in the outfield might be as large as the O at Autzen Stadium.
Oh, I think it's larger.
Really? You think so?
It seems it.
I'll have to ask Devin that. Somebody asked me that if that was the largest O on the ground, and I thought, well, maybe. It's not
hard
the
to tell.
O.
It's comparing a baseball diamond to a football field.
But I don't think it's the largest O on campus. That's got to be the one on Autzen, like on Autzen. I mean, right? I mean, that's probably the largest O on campus. But anyway, somebody asked me, and I thought, boy, it does really pop, though. And that was the whole idea, right, was to have a sort of a centerpiece.
Yeah, and it just, branding's really important to us. And I think the one thing I didn't mention was a lot of the program recognitions and honoring some of our players from the past and some of the things that are really special within our program, and bringing all that through the signage we've put out on the light poles and around the venue. So it looks great.
You know what I really, really love, too, and I'm glad that you bring that up, and I don't know that I've ever even said this on the air, the fact that current players are on the banners around the concourse, I think that's a really cool touch. I mean, it makes it special for the current student-athletes.
Yeah, we wanted the concourse, closest to the fans to be about our current student-athletes, and then when you're watching the game and you're looking out into right and to left, you can see some of the special ducks from the past and some of the great achievements we've had and NCAA appearances and All-Americans and all that great stuff.
I haven't also gotten a chance to talk with you much about the Pac-12 tournament. The Pac-12 baseball tournament is going to be the first season that we're doing that now in 3 weeks, by the way. I'm excited for that tournament. How about you?
Yeah, is it 3? It's 2 weeks.
Well, I guess, yeah. This weekend in
Starts
Phoenix.
Starts on the 24th?
Yeah.
25th. Anyway, it's crazy how baseball season has flown by. We only you play 56. We've only got 9 left.
Right.
And so the tournament's going to be on us. It's the inaugural, and I think it's going to be a great experience for the student athletes down in Scottsdale. I was actually checking out Scottsdale Stadium earlier because I've never been there. The venue looks great. Hopefully we'll have great crowds down there. And I think from a baseball perspective, it'll really prepare our Pac-12 teams for the rigors of, playing through regionals and super regionals and into Omaha.
That's a great point because it's a double elimination tournament, never been done before. So I thought that was awesome to see it. And I know it's kind of been a long time coming, hasn't it? It's been a few years in the making in the Pac-12.
Well, yeah, it got delayed a year because of the pandemic. But it's something that coaches have talked about for a few years, and just looking around the country at what some of the other leagues are doing and how playing a conference tournament positions their programs for success in the postseason. And again, student athlete experience. I think the chance to go down as a team and play in a double elimination tournament it's a really cool thing, and I know they're looking at that in softball as well.
Yeah. Eric Roedl joining us, Deputy Athletic Director. So baseball season, the postseason resume right now for the Ducks is still pretty strong. I know a tough weekend in Corvallis. They're getting back on the winning side of things tonight. At least that's the plan against UCSD. But, Eric, it's so exciting to be playing meaningful baseball in the month of May, and that's exactly what the Ducks are doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, we picked up where we left off last year. We had a great year last year, getting back to the tournament, hosting a regional, and the guys have competed really well this year. I think if you asked anybody in the program, there's some games that they'd like to have back at this point, but it's been an exciting season, and it's a great group, and they're competing their butts off. I think they're sitting around 24 RPI right now with the third toughest schedule in the country, sitting in fifth in the Pac-12, but it's very tightly bunched. We're within 2 games of second place, and we've got 2 great opportunities coming up with series at Arizona State and then closing it out with Arizona. So, and then, mixing in a midweek, with UC, San Diego, and then next week with Gonzaga.
Yeah, and Gonzaga is number 26 in the RPI right now. Ducks already beat them in Spokane earlier this year. Those are 2 teams that are both kind of jockeying for regional host sites as we come down the stretch. And, that's what makes it kind of fun here down the stretch is you're doing a lot of scoreboard watching. You starting to do that too? Like I'm doing that in the Pac-12, but now I feel like I'm doing it across the entire country.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to keep up with what's going on, and certainly when you've positioned yourself to be a part of all that and potentially with a strong finish, hopefully get a chance to host again. It's fun this time of year when you get to that point in the year.
And also I will say, depending on which metric you're looking at, the Ducks actually have been ranked as high as the toughest strength of schedule, which to give you an idea of just how special that is for Oregon fans, Oregon softball here at the end of their regular season with their bye week upcoming, they've played the second toughest schedule in the nation. So seen some really good diamond sports throughout the entire spring.
Ducks don't shy away.
No, clearly not. And that makes it fun for the broadcasters, right? Makes it fun for fans, makes it fun for everybody. Before we move on to tennis, because Eric's also in charge of the men's and women's tennis programs, and I wanted to cover a few other things with you as well because it's the last time that we'll have you on before the break, at least as it's currently scheduled. You're not a sauce guy, huh?
Yeah, that's funny. So I had a couple of the boys out to, was it the Cal? I'm trying to remember what game it was.
Wherever this came up, I don't know.
Anyway, in the last, we're driving away. I had to bring one of them to a game somewhere, and you guys were talking about, you're having a crazy conversation about what's the appropriate number of sauces you can take with your chicken basket. Uh-huh. And Jake in the back seat's like, I wouldn't take any sauce. I'm like, I said, Jake, you want to hear your name on the radio?
Yeah. And that's when you texted me, yeah. which now makes sense.
So you obliged, and you brought up Jake and his preferences, and then you put me on the spot. And no, I'm not a sauce guy, Joey. Maybe a little barbecue, but.
Well, the majority of people, about 42% on the Twitter poll, Eric, said that they would take 1 to 2 sauces for a 4 chicken strip French fry basket. So 1 to 2 seemed to be the winner. 3 to 4 was like 57%, but I had 30% of people said 3, 20% of people said 4 or more, so I don't know.
You didn't have too many zeros, though.
We had 1 vote for 0, which had to be Jake. It had to be, right? I don't know who else would pick 0 for sauces. But anyway, these are the things that we discuss.
You got to fill the airtime somehow, Joey.
Well, and in a perfect world, it's when Oregon's winning 10-0, and we're having a little bit of fun with it. It's not as fun having those conversations when it's 4-0 Oregon State. So let's hope for one of those here coming up tonight. Quick timeout. When we come back, going to talk a little bit of tennis. Also, favorite memories from the year. I hope that you were thinking about some of these because it'll be the last time we talk until the fall.
Yeah, there's been some great ones. Look forward to talking about that.
Good. All right, we're going to come back. Eric Roedl's with us. More Duck Insider after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Summer starts here at your local Toyota dealer. Come in for huge savings on great Toyotas, like the adventurous RAV4, the sleek Venza, and the Ruby Highlander. For more information, visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a Country Financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
Summer starts here at your local Toyota dealer. Come in for huge savings on great Toyotas like the adventurous RAV4, the sleek Venza, and the Ruby Highlander. For more information, visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can step, she can do more. Like build a rocket and watch it soar. Or clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can step, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom!
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack here with you in the Country Financial Studio. Deputy Athletic Director Eric Roedl, kind enough to join us. But talking a little bit of baseball, and then men's and women's tennis season's not quite concluded yet because the men are going to have a doubles pairing heading out to the NCAAs. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. And then I want to start, Eric, with the women's tennis team. They went to the NCAA tournament, first time since 2018, and they did it with a lot of freshmen. Pretty impressive season for Courtney Nagel's squad.
Yeah, this was year 3 for Courtney, and year 4 for Courtney. And, it's just been, again, each year we've been making progress. Last year they had a great year. They knocked off some great teams. They beat Stanford at home, which was a lot of fun. And this year, they carried that belief. And as you said, they added a couple new key contributors. And, they had an awesome year, and they put themselves in position to get in the tournament. And they went down to Austin, had a great experience down there, played a very tough Michigan team that, was probably just on the outside of hosting. I think they're ranked 18th, top 16 hosts. So, and they had a great battle with Michigan. We had our chances to win the doubles point, and we were right there on a bunch of courts and singles, a bunch of 3-setters. So, I think as a coach, you probably always want a little bit more, but we're really proud of that team and all they accomplished after really a tough few years. They had, especially the first couple of years, a bunch of injuries and adversity. They'd be playing matches without even a full lineup, giving away some points. So really happy for them and the year they had.
How about the trajectory of the program, too? I mean, thinking about the fact that they have so many young individuals, had a couple freshmen that were really 2 key contributors over the course of this entire season. Trajectory sure seems like it's bright.
Yeah, I mean, with Sophie Lucier and Karen Young and, again, all the other players on the team as well, they've got a great nucleus moving forward, and Courtney, she understands what success looks like. She did it as a player. She went from being a walk-on to a scholarship player and ultimately became an All-American. Yeah. And if you look back at her results, she had some incredible results as a player. She was a part of it at North Carolina as an assistant, national assistant of the year, and we're lucky to have her back here at Oregon.
Pretty awesome to have a Duck in that role and finding success both as a student athlete and as a coach. I mean, the movie script writes itself.
Yeah, and she's just, integrity, character, doing things the right way, great team culture, and, I think we're going to continue to make strides as we go forward.
Now, how about men's tennis? The doubles pairing, I should say, of Quinn Vanica-Steele and Josh Charlton getting a chance to go out to NCAAs as a doubles pair.
Yeah, it'll be fun for them. Those are 2 really athletic guys who are capable of beating anybody, really. I mean, when you get to the NCAA doubles bracket, it's a bit of a crapshoot. Everybody's really good. You'll see kind of what kind of matchups you get. The one thing that's a little different in the NCAA tournament versus the regular season, if you watch a regular season dual match, for doubles, each team just plays a set to 6. Once you get to the NCAA tournament, you're playing a full 2 out of 3 set match, which changes the dynamics a little bit.
Interesting.
And we think in our favor for Josh and Quinn and the way they play. And, it's going to be fun to see how it works out for them.
I think that's interesting. I didn't realize that it's a different setup. So your strategy changes a little bit.
Doubles during the regular season, it's designed, you've got 3 matches, they count for 1. So whichever school wins 2 out of 3 gets that point. And it's designed to move fast. It's exciting. You can't get off to a slow start in college doubles. But, once they get to NCAAs, it changes to more of a traditional scoring format.
That's cool. We're going to talk with Josh and Quinn actually on the show coming up later this week. And it's a cool story because Quinn, I haven't got a chance to talk to him about this personally. I mean, the Vanica brothers are artists. I mean, truly, if you don't remember the mural that was put together in their new locker room, they're the ones that designed the darn thing. It's pretty cool.
They're talented guys, the Vanica Steels. They're 4.0 students, outstanding tennis players, great kids. Both from Salt Lake City. They've been a great addition to the University of Oregon, to our program. I mean, look at that. He did that all by hand on our locker room wall. And I know the guys on the team love it. Get a big kick out of it.
It's outstanding. I mean, that's just that's a cool. You talk about the movie script writing itself. I mean, that's something that's going to be there in that locker room for a really long time. That they're going to get to come back and enjoy.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, that's a cool piece. All right, I did want to ask you as we talk about the sort of the bigger picture. Yesterday, of course, a lot of headlines made about NIL guidance coming down from the NCAA. Of course, people like Eric have been tracking this. Well, I imagine a lot, just with the course of college athletics changing. Just anything fans should know, Eric, as it's the last time you and I will chat just on that subject, and I know there's a lot of moving parts right now.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year for everybody as we've entered into the NIL space, starting last July. And, I think it's a work in progress for everybody right now. The NCAA, it's multi-layered. You have the NCAA overarching principles where, no recruiting inducements are allowed and student athletes can't be paid for play. And those were two, kind of headline principles that are put in place for NIL. And then you've got all your state bills that have been passed. We have one in Oregon. There's bills in a number of other states as well, and some states that don't have them. So it's a little bit of a muddy landscape when it comes to NIL, and everybody's been paying attention to the headlines that have been going on around the country. And, there's been a lot of frustration, I would say, with what you read in some of the headlines and how that merges back into what we're supposed to be following from a guideline perspective. So I think that what the NCAA put out there yesterday was further clarification on the role that boosters can play in, particularly as it pertains to prospective and student athletes, and how the recruiting process is working, and how NIL can legally be applied when it comes to recruits. So this is something that is going to continue to evolve, and ultimately, I think most people, myself included, we feel like NIL provides great opportunities for student athletes to provide them the same opportunities that are available to all college students, to go out and monetize and have those relationships if that's something they're passionate about. But at the same time, you want to have some sense of control over it.
Yeah.
And you feel like the whole system has kind of lost control.
I imagine that things are still going to change a lot. The next time you and I talk, I'm sure something else will have changed. So how do you prepare for that for someone in your chair? I mean, how do you stay ahead of something like this?
Well, we're always monitoring the landscape, but you've got to stick to your own values, and we want to provide every opportunity to our student athletes that we possibly can. We've got a lot of passionate people in our base and in our community that want to help, and we're going to do everything we possibly can to support our student athletes within the rules, and that's our objective here. And we're all about having a first-class student athlete experience, and we're going to continue to work tirelessly to that end.
Deputy Athletic Director Eric Roedl, our guest. Looking ahead to the fall now, what are you excited about?
We got to get through this year. We're staring down the barrel of hopefully a national championship,
That's right?
No, for the fall, I'm really excited about football, obviously, and the start of a new era there with Coach Lanning and his whole staff. Coming off 3 straight Pac-12 North titles and just a lot of success over the last few years, to see how we continue there. We've got a great schedule at home next year in football. Obviously we've got the game down in Atlanta with Georgia, defending national champs, but the 6 home games we have with BYU, who will be exciting, Eastern Washington, who's always a great FCS program, and then we got Stanford, Washington, UCLA, so Chip will be back, and then we got Utah coming in, and we certainly have some things to settle with Utah.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be an exciting fall in Autzen. I'm really looking forward to soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I think soccer has made some great progress over the last couple of years, and hopefully this will be another year where they can kind of knock down some of those barriers to the NCAA tournament. And
love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fun year this year, and hopefully we just build on all the successes we've had.
Well, and, talking about how you're still hopefully staring down the barrel of a national championship, I was going to ask you just some of your favorite memories, if you could share from the course of the year. I always like to kind of wrap it up with that question anytime we have folks on the show routinely, and hopefully there's still a few great memories ahead of you that we'll be able to talk about in like August. But for now, what sticks out from this year? A lot of success here for Oregon again.
Yeah, well, starting out early in the year, football, the game at Ohio State, what a memory that was to go into the shoe and get that big win. Winning the Pac-12 North again, that's never something you can take for granted. That was a great achievement from our football student athletes, and we'll continue to build on that. With men's and women's basketball, the thing that stuck out to me was that mid-January weekend where we got 2 top 5 wins on the road down in L.A. for the men. Those were awesome wins with USC and UCLA, and then the women at home beating, was it Arizona and UConn?
Yeah.
4 top 10 wins in one weekend
Not
for the
bad.
basketballs. That wasn't too bad. Golf, women's golf, winning the Pac-12s here at Eugene Country Club, defending their home turf, and setting themselves up for a strong postseason run, hopefully. And because I'm biased, the fact that the women's tennis team made it back to the NCAAs, for me that was a highlight. Seeing them get to have that experience and have that kind of success was awesome.
And talk about maybe some other great memories still to come. So Oregon right now in Albuquerque, the Ducks and Georgia both today 4 under. Oregon still with a few more holes left. Georgia's in the clubhouse, so round 2 about to conclude, and the Ducks currently have an 8-stroke lead.
Dominant.
Yeah, not too bad, huh? Not too bad. We'll have more on that coming up. Anything else fans should know, Eric? I mean, what last time open floor before you're back on the show in August. What should fans know?
Just keep supporting us. The great thing about Oregon is the passion in our community, and we've still got a lot of athletics left to play out here with softball, with baseball, with track and field, and we'll all be following golf closely, and hopefully we can finish strong.
All right. Eric Roedl, Deputy Athletic Director. Hey, thanks for always taking the time. Really appreciate it. You're welcome anytime on the baseball broadcast rest of the year, even if you're not a sauce guy.
Yeah, we can talk about some better things than sauce.
That's right.
Next time.
That's right. 9 games left, and I will be doing a lot of scoreboard watching on all of the broadcasts, because it's fun to be talking about these things and jockeying for position in the month of May. That's when it gets kind of fun. It makes a job like mine very easy, because we could just talk about the scoreboard and the schedule for an entire show.
Yeah, you can create all kinds of narratives and
right.
hypotheticals.
That's right. That's what we do. Eric Roedl, Deputy Athletic Director, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Joey. Thanks for all you do.
We're going to get a timeout. When we come back, Stevie Hansen, Pac-12 Freshman of the Week. We're going to talk with her head coach, Melyssa Lombardi, after the season, if you can believe it, regular season is over with a series win at Stanford. Melyssa Lombardi joining us after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Money isn't interested in the fact that you dream of going to Greece, and it doesn't pace at night wondering how you'll pay for braces 3 times. The point is, money without people is just money. Only people can use it to run the family ranch, buy their first house, or adopt a happy old dog. To us, the powerful thing about money isn't money at all. It's helping you harness the power of yours. On Point. People are the point. Federally insured by Ncaa. Equal housing opportunity.
As my family continued to grow, I realized I'd have to replace my beloved Jeep with something that has, well, more seats. I'm Jason Hines, Country Financial Rep and father of 7. Whether you're upgrading from your sporty ride with no room for a car seat or finally replacing your well-loved beater that still has a cassette player, you'll want the right protection for your new car. Work with a Country Financial Rep like me and get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Learn more at TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. That's right. They can help save lives by simply washing their hands. Just 20 seconds of thorough hand washing after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside can help fight against the dastardly spread of germs. Armed with only soap and water and hands, your superhero can protect you, your family, and everyone out there in America land. Amazing! Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Watch out! You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
It's Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. I'm Joey Ncaa. Every Tuesday around this time, we talk with Oregon softball head coach Melyssa Lombardi. Coach, congratulations on a season finale in the regular season, and you guys got the win in the series down at Stanford. Have won 5 of your last 6. Have to be feeling pretty good with your squad coming into what is, I guess, do we call it a bye week?
Yes, a bye week. Yes, but feeling good. These guys are playing really good softball right now, and I mean, I think this week is actually going to really go in our favor because it'll just give us a chance to do some things we need to do at practice, to recover, to just deal with some things, just tired bodies, things like that.
Well, before we look back, I know a lot of fans are wondering, so what is the schedule this week? It's an oddity that you have this on the schedule this year.
You know what? It's the same schedule as every other week. Like, we are going to practice like we would be preparing for a team. That team we're going to be preparing for is ourselves. We're going to play against, we'll do an inter squad on Friday, inter squad on Saturday. So I think we'll go about it just like we would, playing a pack. It's just now getting prepared for us. So
do you scout yourself? Like, is your coaching staff going to scout yourselves kind of a thing?
Yes, definitely.
That's kind of fun.
I think it'd be good. I think it would be good, pretty cool to do because I just think we've changed, so much from the beginning of the year to the end. It'd be interesting to see.
It gives you a little bit of I don't know if pause is the right word, but a chance, as you said, to work on some things in practice. The season is so fast and furious. It kind of is nice to take a breath, I guess, before getting into postseason.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really nice. I think it's going to do a lot for us. So I'm actually really looking forward to this week.
So bye week, coming off though a season-ending series win. God, that's a lot of S's. A series win down at Stanford. The Stanford S is what really threw me off there. But take us through the weekend. You guys get a series win to finish things off in the regular season.
Yes, which was really, really important to us. We needed to go there and we needed to take the series. The first day we didn't get what we wanted, didn't do enough to get that win. But then again, this team, every time we call upon them to get some things figured out, they answer the call, and they answered on Saturday and they answered on Sunday.
Walk us through the pitching performance in really the entire weekend. I think I'm curious your perspective. I thought Stevie Hansen pitched pretty well on Friday, but a couple balls that go over the fence. It happens. But then on Saturday, the pitching staff responds. On Sunday, Stevie Hansen outstanding, the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week this week.
Yeah, I thought she pitched well on Friday, but she didn't pitch good enough to win, and she would tell you the same thing. But I was excited to see her on Sunday because she answers the call. She's very competitive. She's a competitor, and I knew she'd be ready to go on Sunday, and she was. So I like to, it's interesting to see when things don't go their way, how do they answer, how do they respond, and she definitely responded on Sunday. I loved what McKenna did on Saturday. Gave us an opportunity to win the ball game. That's all we ask of these guys, just give us an opportunity to win. And it's not just asking our pitching to give us an opportunity, but our pitching and our defense give us an opportunity. And we made some unbelievable defensive plays all weekend. Our defense was exactly who we are and what we're known for, and then just them, I think, really enjoying work behind our pitchers and what our pitchers did.
Number 1 in the Pac-12 in fielding percentage at this point in the season, 13th nationally. And, it's one thing to have the consistency to make the routine play. I feel like it's a whole nother step when we're talking about Paige Sinicki is on SportsCenter's top 10 for a diving play into the outfield. I mean, just that's the next step. And you guys have done that all season long. What's been the key to the successful defense?
They're hungry. They expect, she got interviewed after that play, and she's like, they asked her if thought she was going to catch it, and she said yes. And I loved it. Because I'm thinking, well, yeah, of course, and so just their expectations that they have out there and what they expect to make the routine plays, but they expect to make those 50-50 plays. Those plays that can change the momentum of a game. They know and understand how important it is to make those plays, and I think they thrive in that.
The staff only issued 1 walk the entire weekend as well. I mean, how much does that help your defense, too? I mean, we know that walks, I know coaches – I'm going to be a coach here for a second. Walks kill. You don't want to walk anybody, right? I mean, that's always kind of, I feel like, every diamond sport coach's philosophy. But that really does help your defense, does it? I mean, what does that do for your defense when you're not giving up free passes? It keeps them engaged, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. It does. They, if I'm on defense playing behind a pitcher, there's different shifts I have. There's different, responsibilities that I have. And if you are throwing your game, it allows me to really work and function well behind you. If you're kind of hot and cold with your game, it's harder for me. I can do it, and they can do it. But it's a little bit harder because you're not quite sure if you're in the right spot or not. So I think just watching the pitchers really go about their plans and execute their plans. There was balls that were still hit hard, but it allows our defense to be in better position to make those plays. I mean, Jazz Williams had some great catches this weekend in the outfield that she made look so easy that I think some people wouldn't even realize that it was a difficult catch for her. But she's in position to make that catch. So I think that's what our pitchers do, is it allows our defense to feel confident and secure in where they are, and then to come up with those big plays.
And then suddenly tough plays are routine.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with the defense all season long, and I feel like fans have you can take it for granted when you make all the routine plays, and then you get on SportsCenter and there's these great moments, but man, that makes a huge difference over the course of the season. I mean, how many runs has your defense saved maybe over the course of the season?
I don't even know, but a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And it just, we talk about being quick on defense and extending, our time on offense. So they just take all that momentum from defense and they carry it into offense, and then now can we extend the inning with our offense? Talking
about the offense, Melyssa Lombardi joining us, talking Oregon softball. You guys really, I thought, responded offensively. Break down the offense for us over the weekend.
Yeah, the first day we didn't really get what we needed to get, and just not securing our plans. Like knowing our plans, but not really fully investing in our plan that first day. And then you could see over the next 2 days, their starter, we didn't get her on Saturday, but we were preparing and investing on Saturday and doing the same on Sunday prior to the game. And I just think from there it allowed us to get what we need, to understand how to hit the ball hard and to score the runs that we needed to score.
Felt like Allie Bunker, I mean, we've talked about this a number of times, but she can be a momentum, forgive the pun, but a momentum swinger for you. I mean, that home run on Sunday was pretty critical.
It was, and if you watched the pitch before, it was a changeup that she swung through. She was early with, she's not on time, and then to be able to step out of the box, reset, and to really stay true to her plan, and then take the next pitch, deep. I thought that was a mature at bat right there for Allie.
I think it's cool to note, just talking about the stats and to kind of put in perspective the season, really the career, I guess, that Allie Bunker has had. That was her 10th home run. So that means that she's the only player in the nation who has hit 10-plus home runs while striking out 6 times or fewer in each of the last 2 seasons. I think there's the idea in diamond sports that if you're a home run hitter, you're probably going to strike out a little more often than if you're a contact hitter. Yet somehow she has completely gone against that trend. How's she done it?
She's just she just really owns her offensive craft. You know, she's just a very intelligent, mature hitter at the plate. And she trusts her strategies, even, you know, because you're going to go up and fail. You're going to go up and fail, and you got to be able to go up again and execute. And I just think she's just a very, very mature hitter.
I thought it was cool, too. We were talking during the break that you guys also manufactured some runs when you needed to. In particular, one moment with Ariel Carlson.
Yeah, I loved how Ariel, I think she had a base hit up the middle, and then she stole second, which is great because that means we don't have to sacrifice an out to move her up. And then from there, KK got to 2 strikes and just kept battling, hit the ball to the right side. And so think of situational hitting, moved her over to third. And then Ncaa, same thing. She got in a spot where she was down in the count. And, you know, when we have runners, especially in scoring position, it's like, don't strike out. Yeah. Like, find a way to put the ball in play and make their defense do something, whether you hit the ball hard, whether you hit it soft. And I thought Ncaa did a great job of executing with 2 strikes and hit the ball hard to the right side. Ariel scores easily.
We've talked about the three cylinders, as you describe it. Feels like all 3 cylinders are firing?
They are, yeah. And we, you know, it's just as coaches, as our team have been talking about what that looks like. And, you know, you'll see one or you see 2, but we're missing the other. And you're starting to consistently see all 3 fire, and they're doing it right at the right time.
Peaking at the right time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's it's something that I always have been fascinated by in talking with coaches. Like, okay, there's the ebb and flow, and then suddenly it's the end of the season, senior day, pressure's on. I mean, that's got to be so rewarding as a coach to sit here and say, okay, we're heading into postseason and we're peaking at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's you definitely want. I mean, I think it stinks sometimes when you really get everything you want early, and then you're realizing later that you peaked. You know, and I think we're really doing things at the right time. The pack has been an absolute grind. You know, we've had weekends where we've celebrated and weekends where we're scratching our head a little bit and trying to figure out how can we get better. And I thought this team has really done a great job of managing the pack and understanding that as a team we need to continue to get better throughout the year.
So NCAA Tournament Selection Show, Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN2. I imagine you'll be watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plans with the team? Guys going to watch together?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a fun day.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you hear your name called, there's something special about that, right?
For sure. I don't think that's anything you could ever take for granted. You know, you work hard all fall, all spring to get your name called. And when your name gets called, you embrace it and you go. Like, that's, you know, I would love to host. And if we get the opportunity to host, I'll take it. If we don't, that's all right. Well, I can't wait to play.
Well, so here's the obvious question that I know every fan wants me to ask is, what's the resume breakdown? You guys are number 15 in the RPI. You guys have played the number 2 toughest schedule in the country this year. We know battle tested, but, I mean, ultimately, resume's pretty darn good, I feel like, at the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure. They put a lot of hard work into that. And so that's why, to me, it's about celebrating. It's about celebrating postseason, and whatever our path is, that's our path, and let's go.
We're going to talk with Coach Lombardi coming up next week about once we know where you're going or if you're staying here, here's to sleeping in your own beds. Mm-hmm. At least for this weekend, we know that. How about 2 weekends in a row? So to the selection committee, help out the Ducks, will you? That'd be good. I mean, the Pac-12, though, is pretty darn good. Just a quick thought on that in all seriousness. You guys have played the toughest schedule in the country throughout the entire year. The Pac-12 is pretty darn good.
Yes, it is. And that's what I love about the Pac. You know, we were getting ready to go into a regional and then from there to a super regional, and we've been prepared.
What else should we know? Anything?
Just that I really like where this team's at right now. I think we're playing really good softball right now.
Selection Sunday, 4 o'clock. Ducks are peaking at the right time. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you taking the time, and enjoy the weekend. Here's to getting better. You know, I don't even know what else to say. I'm just excited for postseason. It's the month of May, and, well, meaningful softball being played in the month of May. That's what it's all about.
I agree.
We're going to get time out. When we come back, talking a little bit more about, well, a few different things, but women's golf is in the postseason as well. We're going to give you an update on that next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
This is Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from Ncaa and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Hey, this is pretty sweet, everybody. Oregon is at 8 under in women's golf in the Albuquerque Regional, and the round is complete. Everybody is now in the clubhouse. Today, the Ducks tied Georgia shooting 4 under. That's the best round. Yeah, the best round of the day. Pretty impressive what the Ducks have put together. Now, through the entire tournament, remember, it's round 1 yesterday, round 2 today, round 3 tomorrow. The Ducks are currently 8 under as a team. Georgia is even par. That's an 8-stroke lead for the Ducks heading into the final round tomorrow. Congratulations to Derek Radley's team and what they've put together so far. So behind Oregon and Georgia, it's Texas 1 over, then TCU 7 over, Florida 8 over, Arizona, Sam Houston State 12 over, Louisville 15 over, Oklahoma 26 over, North Texas 27 over, New Mexico State 30 over, and Northern Arizona 38 over. The only team shooting under par. Pretty impressive for this Duck team. I got to tell you, I think they've got a really good chance to win this national championship. I mean, look at what they've put together. For the entirety of this season, they've put together great rounds, and now it's, well, frankly, just really impressive doing this on the big stage. As a team of a lot of great players, well, right now Brianna Chacon is at 10 under. She finished 3 under today. So in the entire tournament, she has a 3-stroke lead as an individual heading in to the third round tomorrow. Jenny Bay of Georgia is at 7 under. And then, let's see, Cynthia Liu for the Ducks, who is actually their top-ranked player in the golf rankings, she's at 3 under. There's only a handful of individuals that are shooting under par. 2 of them are Ducks. Sophie Kipsgaard-Nielsen is at 2 over, tied for 18th. And let's see, Ching-Soo Chen is at 3 over for the Ducks, tied for 21st. And Heather Lynn is actually at 6 over, tied for 33rd. So the Ducks have, well, all of their individuals, let's just say, are performing better than most. And the Ducks, as a team, an 8-stroke lead. And it looks like Brianna Chacon's going to have a 3-stroke lead heading into that final round. Congratulations to this Oregon women's golf team so far. But round 3 tomorrow, we'll have some more updates for you over the course of today. Well, I said that we were going to hear a little bit more from Mike Jorgensen. We went a little longer than I thought we would with Coach Lombardi and with Eric Roedl. So I'm actually going to save part 3 of our conversation with Jorgie for tomorrow. We can always talk a little bit of football because I do want to dedicate some time talking Oregon baseball. So when we come back, a little bit of a preview of UC San Diego and the Ducks. A 6 o'clock first pitch tonight and a 4 o'clock first pitch tomorrow. More coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a Country Financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
Money isn't interested in the fact that you dream of going to Greece, and it doesn't pace at night wondering how you'll pay for braces 3 times. The point is, money without people is just money. Only people can use it to run the family ranch, buy their first house, or adopt a happy old dog. To us, the powerful thing about money isn't money at all. It's helping you harness the power of yours. On Point. People are the point. Federally insured by Ncaa. Equal housing opportunity.
More Duck Insider coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Okay, man, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. Cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Show the world that you're tougher than tough.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union, Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. So, yeah, we're going to go to Mike Jorgensen tomorrow. I've got part 3 of our chat. We recorded with Jorgie for about a half an hour, and I wanted to spread it out over the course of the week just because we can always talk a little bit of football. And Jorgie, man, he had a lot of great things to say about this Oregon defense. We'll hear that on the show tomorrow is my plan. Richard says on the sauce point, here's to Oregon football going to Atlanta and spreading the BBQ on the Dogs for an opening day win. I love that comment. Well done, Richard. Connecting football to the sauce conversation. Why is it that we always end up talking about condiments? I blame H.J. Cone. It's H's fault. A lot of things we can chalk up to being H.J. Cone. Yeah. So for Oregon baseball, the Ducks are number 24 in the RPI. They're 28-19 overall, and they're currently sitting with the 3rd toughest strength of schedule. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what about UC San Diego? Well, UC San Diego does not have an RPI of 24. UC San Diego has an RPI of 185. So will winning these games improve the RPI? Probably not. Does it matter? I don't think so. The Ducks have an opportunity to get above 30 wins here with 9 regular season games left for Oregon baseball. UC San Diego comes in with the 143rd toughest schedule, and they're 21-24 overall. But to give you an idea of why all of this matters. So for Oregon down the stretch, they've got some important games left, and it's not just the Pac-12 conference games, actually. UC San Diego, it's a chance for Oregon to get to 30 wins in the regular season with these 2 midweek games. But the Ducks also heading now to Phoenix. They'll play at Arizona State on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Arizona State, don't look now, is 1 game behind Oregon in the Pac-12 standings, and the Ducks are within striking distance still of second place in the Pac-12 standings. Got to get those total wins. Usually it's like if you get to 35 wins before the RPI was such a conversation point around collegiate baseball. It used to be if you got to 35 wins, you felt pretty good about getting into the postseason. So these games against UC San Diego are critical to help get that total win number up for the Ducks. Then it's Arizona State. Now, if Arizona State wins that series, and they're at home against Oregon, Arizona State playing a little bit better now than they were at the beginning of the season, you're probably talking about, you are talking about ASU jumping Oregon in the Pac-12 standings. So that series matters for a whole lot. Ducks are in 5th place in the conference standings. ASU right behind them in 6th place. Now, outside of the Pac-12, Gonzaga is on Oregon's schedule again next Tuesday, a week from today, the final midweek game for the Ducks. Gonzaga at number 26 in the RPI. Gonzaga probably going to win the West Coast Conference, and Gonzaga might be a regional host. In fact, it may come down to Oregon or Gonzaga. Maybe the Ducks end up playing in Spokane. So this Gonzaga game means a lot. It's an RPI game. The Ducks won one in Spokane. They're going to have to win one in Eugene coming up. And then the Ducks will finish the regular season against Arizona. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, May 19th, 20th, and 21st. That's the final regular season series. Just 2 weeks of regular season baseball left before that Pac-12 tournament. What I'm getting at is down the stretch, there are really meaningful games for this Oregon baseball team, and some critical ones at PK Park. Hope to see you tonight at PK Park, because they need to get back on the field. Ducks did not practice or do anything yesterday. It was their off day following that rough series in Corvallis. So how the Ducks come out of the gates today, I think really matters for these final 9 regular season games. That's all on the horizon for Oregon baseball down the stretch. UC San Diego, by the way, the report from Mark Wazakowski, you'll hear more of it on the Toyota Coaches Corner here this evening with our 5:45 pregame show. But he actually said that they've got a pretty good lefty going against them tonight. It's going to take a little bit of work for this Oregon offense to break down that lefty. And then who's on the hill? It's going to be Christian Schifatelli. Christian Schifatelli is going to get the ball for the Ducks. He performed really well in his last start against Oregon State. They want that competitive fire from Christian Schifatelli Tuesday night, tonight, again. End of an era. Apple is discontinuing the iPod. I feel really old. See you tonight.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just